I'm Sergeant David Richards, the Bellingham Police Department Traffic Unit, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about some safe winter driving tips. As you can see, it's snowing again, and we don't get a lot of snow here in Bellingham, but when we do, our accident rate increases phenomenally. Hopefully some of the tips we're going to talk about will help you to drive smarter, drive safer, and to get to your destination. One of the first things I'd like to talk about is just the general vehicle maintenance. You should have your car ready for winter driving. That means you should have good traction devices in the car to put on cable, chains. You should have good traction tires on the car. Make sure your car is always at least a half a tank of fuel or better. Don't wait until the storm's here to go to the gas station to fill up. Make sure your tires have the proper pressure in the tires. Go to the tire store and have them checked out if you don't know how to do that. Maintaining your vehicle is one of the utmost things you can do to ensure that you'll get from one place to another during a winter storm. So let's talk about what you do when you actually are in the car and you're going to drive now. How do you get from point A to point B when you have to drive, and to do it as safely as possible on snow and ice? One of the first things you should do is make sure your car is warmed up, heated, defrosted so you can see. It's important that you can see. It's important that the other drivers can see your headlights and your tail lamps, so they see your brake lights and your turn signals. So defrost your car first and make sure the windows are unfogged. Once you're in the car, make sure that you're in a good seat position, your seat belt is on, and then go ahead and get ready for your drive. When you put the car in gear, consider using second gear in an automatic or second gear in a clutch-driven vehicle. The reason we suggest that is by using that gear, it takes some of the force off the transmission or some of the torque off, and it actually lets the car do some of the work and feel the slip and get you moving out into the roadway a lot easier and a lot safer. We want you to use very little gas when you're starting up. Too much gas, all you're going to do is those back tires are going to spin. We've all seen the car on the news where the back tire is spinning or the front tires on a front-wheel drive are spinning totally out of control. They're not going to go anywhere except sideways or possibly backwards. So little gas, take a little torque off the rear tires or off your drive tires. Now you've got your vehicle in motion. You've pulled out safely into traffic. You're on the road. What we want you to do now is scan ahead. Watch where you're going. Look for other cars. Look for hazards. Hazards can be a curb line that you don't see because of the snow has it covered. You need to anticipate where the roadway is or should be. Look for parked cars that could be jutting out just a little bit into the roadway that have been abandoned. Watch for people. Watch for pedestrians. One of the things we notice in snowstorms is because the sidewalks are packed with snow and the roadway may be packed down compact snow and ice, the pedestrians will sometimes walk in the roadway and they may not hear you coming. So slow down. Leave a lot of room for the pedestrian to move out of your way. We have sledders. They'll come out from side streets off of property into your way. So scan. Scan about 10 to 12 cars ahead of you all the time. Never drive too fast. If you're driving close to the speed limit, you're probably driving too fast for conditions, and that's a $101 ticket, and we will write that ticket. The next thing we want you to do as you're driving down the road is to leave lots of space between you and the car in front of you. A lot of our accidents in these situations are from cars that have been able to stop and been rear-ended by the car behind them who didn't leave as much space or was going faster than they should have been. So scan ahead, look for danger and hazards, be prepared to act on those, and then leave lots of distance between you and the car in front of you. Remember, your ability to stop is significantly decreased in snow and ice. I know it sounds like a simple thing, but that is the #1 cause of most of the accidents, are speed too fast for the conditions and people that do not know how to stop their car properly when they're on the slick roadways. One of the issues we have in weather like this, in snow and ice, is the ability to control the vehicle and maintain control of the vehicle so you don't crash. I'm here with Officer Costelli, and today we're going to show you some ways to get out of skids and some safe braking procedures.
With snow and ice on the roadway, it's easy to find yourself in an uncontrolled slide. What I'll do next is demonstrate proper steering techniques to get you out of those slides. It's important to remember as the vehicle slides, you want to steer in the direction that the tail end of the slide to attempt to straighten the vehicle out. It's important to stay calm and not to apply the brakes or stab the brakes. It's all done with the steering, and you'll start feeling the tail end slide around to the right. Just nice gentle steering back to the right and then maybe to the left just to try and control the vehicle, and we're back on our way. Another aspect of winter driving is braking. With the snow and ice on the roadway, it's important to allow yourself more distance to stop. Also increase your following distance. I'm going to demonstrate two braking methods. First of all, with A.B.S. braking, it's important to remember that you can steer while applying the A.B.S. brakes because the wheels won't be locking. With the conventional system, where the wheels will actually lock, it's important to not lock your brakes so you can maintain the ability to steer. The first mode of braking I want to talk about, which applies to all vehicles, is threshold braking. With threshold braking, it's important to apply gentle pressure. If you do find yourself with the wheels locked, take the foot off the brake and reapply pressure gently. This allows you to steer, and especially in icy and snowy conditions, it's going to give you the shortest stopping distance. We spoke earlier that threshold braking is the ideal braking method. However, if your vehicle is A.B.S. equipped and you find yourself in an emergency braking situation, keep your foot on the brake and not to pump the brake at all, but to actually keep even pressure on the brake pedal. In this demonstration, the vehicle, the brakes release, lock, release, and lock several times a second, allowing that vehicle to come to controlled stop.
And don't forget, have a safety kit in your car. In that kit, you should have a blanket to keep warm, a tarp to lay down to put your chains on or adjust your chains, some flares or electronic warning device. Make sure that you also carry some extra clothes. Have a cell phone with you. You might also want to consider putting a sand tube or a box of sand in the car. If you do get in a slippery situation, you'll be able to throw sand under your wheels. A snow shovel or a small shovel or trenching tool so you can dig snow away from your wheels. De-icer for your windshield and your wiper blades. Put an extra set of wiper blades in your car. A lot of times wipers will be ruined in this kind of weather quickly. Just think about the things that you need if you got stuck in the roadway and had to be there for a couple hours or more. I hope that these common sense driving tips help you in your winter driving. Just remember, give yourself some distance, prepare ahead, and drive safe.